Paul Dioen here for Law School Success, frequently asked questions and questions you should ask. We're making this series of videos for a simple purpose to give you a solid foundation of what you need to do in law school to become successful. We will save you time, money, and effort, and we always promise to be completely truthful with you in everything that we convey to you and the information and secrets that we talk about. Law school can be difficult, law school can be hard, or law school can be very easy. Don't make it hard on yourself. You're in the right place to become a law school success. Let's get started. Questions you should ask number 6. What is the best way to learn the application of the law? Here we're going to go over the fact that you need to brief 1,000 cases in each subject. That's 1,000. The short form questions and answers are about 80% as effective, and we go over some sources for questions and answers. You need to brief 1,000 cases in each subject. Case briefs take 45 minutes per, times 4 to 5 subjects. That's 4,000 to 5,000 cases you have to deal with in your first year of going to law school. You only get 50 to 80 per case book per semester times the subject, so you have this massive deficit that you have to spend time briefing cases to learn the law. Well, forget eating and sleeping and a lot of other stuff, and plus you probably need a machine that gives you a time warp so you get extra time. It's impossible to do this, and the schools know this too, okay, which is really disgusting. But the point is you have to find a way to alleviate this time problem but accomplish the same goal. We call it cheating. So you have to cheat. Short form questions and answers are about 80% as effective. So let's just assume something. Let's assume that what we're saying isn't true. Let's assume they're 50% as effective. If they're 50% as effective, that means you have to do 8,000 to 10,000 short form Q&A to gain true mastery of the law. And at 2 to 3 minutes per, look at the amount of time you save. It's a 20 to 1, 15 to 1 advantage if you do lots of short form Q&A on the 4 to 5 subjects that you're going to be covering. Now, what are short form Q&A? Real simple. Joe Schmuckatella has 2 cars. Okay, he's got a blue Chevy and a green Chevy, and he says to his friend Harry Mullow, "Hey Harry, do you want to buy my Chevy?" And Harry only knows that he's got the blue one, but he only wanted to sell the green one. So when he says, "Sure, I'll buy your Chevy," what's the result? Okay, so if you know offer and acceptance and you know contract law, you can analyze that short form question and answer, and you can determine what the result's going to be. That's what those are. Takes 2 to 3 minutes to do each one of them. You can do hundreds of these. You could do 20 or 15 to 1 compared to briefing cases, and you'll learn the law just as effectively as you would if you briefed a full case. That's what you have to do. You have no choice in the matter. There's nothing else to do. You have to gain full mastery of the law. So, and if you count them 50% as effective, which gives you a bigger advantage, 2 to 1. So you got to do 2,000 short form Q&A per case. Now, where do you get all these questions and answers? The most common sources are flashcards. There's a couple of different flashcard varieties are out there that have a fairly large amount of short form Q&A in them. In the backs of outlines, many outlines have a large banks of short form Q&A. Our Mad Study Guides have them. The Gilberts have them. On the flashcards, there's the 720 series and there's the Law on the Flash. You have multiple guest questions from bar review courses and old bar exams. And then there's another source, yet we haven't figured out what the applicability is how far it is effective, is you can actually learn the law from Dean's Law Dictionary, but we don't know how that specifically equates to the issue of gaining true mastery and how much time you need to spend reading the idiomatic definitions, the encyclopedic type definitions in Dean's Law Dictionary on all the different courses. But we do know it helps dramatically, but we can't equate it yet to like, oh, it's the equivalent of reading 500 case briefs. Okay. If you spend 2 hours reading Dean's Law Dictionary, it's the equivalent of 100 case briefs. We don't know that ratio yet, but we do know it's highly effective, and what it's highly effective for is the idiomatic areas that you have trouble with. Okay, so generally we would recommend most students read through the areas at this time in Dean's Law Dictionary to the point where you possibly read through all the definitions on the idiomatic stuff at least 3 to 4 times in the semester. But we still don't know, again, how that equates to those 1,000 cases. We'll probably be able to figure that out in another year or two, because we have a group of people that are doing nothing but reading Dean's Law Dictionary. And once their results come in, we'll know how well they do. What's the best way to learn the application of law? You got to brief 1,000 cases, but there's just not enough time in the day to do it. Even with the cases that you brief in class for class participation, you can't do that in a year for 4 to 5 subjects. So what do? You cheat. You resort to short form questions and answers that are about 80% as effective. Okay, and you can get your sources of short form questions and answers from flashcards, outline, old bar, multiple guess courses and things like that you can buy real cheap. Again, you can buy all this stuff used. And also, too, we recommend that you read Dean's Law Dictionary, but we don't know yet how this equates into the sum total of 1,000 cases for each course. Paul D. Owen, Law School Success, frequently asked questions and questions you should ask. Thanks for listening to the lecture. Hope we conveyed some valuable information to you to save you time, money, and effort. Go to the site at www.bsmsphd.com. You can get all the rest of the lectures for free by just subscribing, and we even have some free offers for you for if you're a 1L law student. So go to the site at www.bsmsphd.com, sign up, get the rest of your lectures for free and some free product. Paul D. Owen, Law School Success. You've come to the right place.